This podcast is brought to you by Hangover Destroyer, the only all-natural product medically proven to prevent a hangover. Go to Hangover Destroyer website, hdestroyer.com, and write happy hour in the coupon code and get 30% off Hangover Destroyer and seize the dawn.
It's Happy Hour again from Uptown New Orleans. Hello, I'm Grant Morris. Happy Hour is part of the family of shows on the podcast network. It's neworleans.com, brought to us today by Petite Pet Care. If you're going out of town or you have a schedule that keeps you away from home, the folks at Petite Pet Care understand that some pets don't mind being boarded, but others prefer the comfort of their own home. And if that's your pet, Petite Pet Care will give them loving care when you're not there. You can find them at petitepetcare.com. When you walk into a bar in New Orleans and you pull up a bar stool, you never know who's going to be sitting on either side of you. What you do know is no matter what they look like, what they're wearing, whether they just got out of a limo or just got out of jail, they're going to be happy to talk to you because that's New Orleans and this is Happy Hour, a cocktail-fueled 60 minutes of random conversation with folks who have nothing in common. Other than we're all New Orleanians in a bar, in this case we're at Wayfare on Ferret Street, and if you're wondering what exactly Wayfare is, it's a restaurant and bar that serves handcrafted food and spirits where Chef Kevin White puts fine dining into a sandwich. And I can see the way you're looking at me, you think that's just some sort of bullshit slogan, right? But in fact, it's not. Chef Kevin White was a fancy chef in New York City. He was a chef with Mario Batali, of all people, and then came down to New Orleans and opened this restaurant, Wayfare, and has put all this fine dining experience into making sandwiches. And you've tried them before, Jose, right?
Yes, indeed.
Okay, so my guest...
I had a soup, actually.
You had a soup, not a sandwich.
Not a sandwich.
You didn't have a sandwich that was blended into a soup. You had an actual thing that was on the menu as a soup.
Yes.
This is Jose, who's my guest today. Q is my guest today.
Yo.
And Cheryl is my guest today as well. And I'll tell you a little bit more. Cheryl, say hello so we can identify.
Oh, hello.
Thank you. So I'll tell you a little bit more about all of those in just a minute. But anyway, if you want to come down here to Wayfare, they're here from 4 to 7 every afternoon serving special hour, happy hour, with special drinks and special food prices. Otherwise, they're open like 7 days a week, regular hours, you know, when it gets dark, and I think also when it's light, although I'm not usually up when it's light, but it's vaguely light. Now, so Jose Calderon is here, Cheryl DalPozzal, and Q Hefner.
Yes.
Hi, guys.
How you doing?
I'm good. How are you all doing?
Kosher.
Oh, I'm
Kosher?
good. I'm good.
Are you? Do you keep kosher, Q? You don't? Oh, I thought we're on to some whole Jewish vibe there right off the bat.
I'm just good.
You're just good? How often do you describe yourself as kosher?
On a daily basis.
Really?
I have my own definition for that.
What is it?
You're just good.
It's good.
Yeah.
That's it.
I'm kosher.
Kosher.
Yeah.
Well, kosher means something else in sort of general
Yeah, in the
conversation,
Jewish
too.
way.
Yeah, well, Jewish means it's like it's a food related thing, but otherwise people say that something's kosher when it's like it's okay,
Yeah.
right? Meaning it's legal or something.
I'm good.
It's all kosher.
I'm good.
I'm good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So how are you? Kosher?
I'm Gucci now.
Gucci.
Yeah.
God, the trends changed so quickly.
Yeah.
Let me tell you something about Jose, who's sitting to your left here. Jose is a New Orleans psychiatrist. How do you feel about that? Did you know that he was a psychiatrist?
Nah, I ain't know that.
Doesn't that make you nervous when you hear that someone's a psychiatrist?
Not really.
Cheryl, does it make you nervous?
Yes.
Jose, do people get nervous when you tell them you're a psychiatrist?
They do. They ask me if I'm working, but I'm not. I'm off hours right now.
You're off.
So I'm off.
Everyone thinks, I think, when you think you're a psychiatrist, that you're
But I'm analyzing
you're a
them.
psychic. You can see right through me.
Yeah, they do think that I'm analyzing
Yeah.
them.
Do I seem normal to you, by the way?
Well, you know,
Thank you.
have to look.
Jose's a New Orleans psychiatrist who specializes in mind-body medicine, as well as seeing patients in private practice and being a member of the psychiatric clinical faculty at both LSU and Tulane. Wow, that's impressive. You teach at both colleges.
Mhm.
That's interesting. I didn't even know that you'd be allowed to do that.
You are. You just get
You
paid
are.
by one, but you're allowed to teach.
You don't get paid by both of them?
No.
You're not allowed to get
But you
paid
can
by
teach anything you want if you're not asking for payment, you know?
Yeah.
Really? I
Yeah.
doubt that they would let me teach at Tulane or LSU. What about you, Q? You wouldn't take any
It
money?
depends on the subject.
Some, well, Jewish food preparation. You know something
Nah,
about
but
that, right?
I think they'll let me work though.
You do? Cheryl,
Yeah.
do you think you'd get a job teaching at Tulane?
No, I have nothing to share.
I doubt that even if you didn't get paid. Me neither, Q. I think you're deluded if you think so.
Well, at least I think.
You might. Well, maybe it's true.
Yeah.
Well, which
Usually when I think, it happens.
Really? You can make it happen just by thinking it?
Yeah.
Wow.
If I put my mind to it, I do
Really?
it.
Anything?
Yeah, anything. It happens on a daily basis.
Does it? Can you make something happen in the next 60 minutes if you think about it?
If I really want it, yeah.
You could. You could manifest something in the next 60 minutes. Are you going to tell? We could write it on a piece of paper. Don't tell us what it is. At the end of the show, we're going to look at the piece of paper and see if it happened.
All right.
Okay. What do you think about that? Who's got a piece of paper? That's the only. I could rip one off. Yeah, I'm going to rip off this half of this piece of paper. You got to. Oh, you
You
can write on a
do
napkin.
the cocktail napkin.
Right
That's
on
the
a
traditional
Right.
way at the
Okay.
bar.
Write something down that you're going to make happen in the
Well, I
next
can
60
write
minutes.
something down.
Okay. Well,
Yeah.
I know you can write, but I mean something that's going to happen in the next
I like
60 minutes.
this
Don't
magic
look at
trick.
it. Don't look at it, you guys. Okay, I'm going to finish telling you about. So, Jose, who pays you? To LSU or Tulane?
No, I'm faculty, full-on faculty with LSU, and Tulane. I teach every now and then. I teach certain classes.
Okay, so you're in LSU. You teach LSU regularly.
Yes,
So in medical school, I assume.
yes. The medical school, residents, on the clinical rounds at the hospital, and
Right, psychiatry.
psychiatry.
In the specific, in your specific. I turn it over so we can't
Well-
see it. Q.
Bang.
It's going to
I
secret.
can't read
it's
that
a
far
secret.
anyway.
Okay,
Bang. It was a secret?
it's a secret. Don't show us.
All right.
I didn't read
In
it anyway.
60
I ain't gonna
minutes.
show you.
Okay, we have to remember. In 60 minutes. At the
All right,
end of the
60
show, we have
minutes.
to unfold that piece of paper and see if it happened. Okay.
Yeah.
Can somebody
Oh.
remember that? Who's not
Oh,
drinking?
God, you're
Chris.
really asking a lot.
Someone who's not drinking. I don't know if Chris is not drinking or not. I can't see him from here. Okay, so where did I get up to, Jose?
Hmm?
It says here, besides teaching at LSU in Tulane,
Yeah.
you're conducting research. Oh my God, listen to this. You're conducting research on the application of mind-body approaches for addictions and the psychosocial effects of violence related to organized crime and the war on drugs in Mexico.
Mhm.
What does that mean?
It means that Mexico, you all know, it's having a very rough time with the cartels, and it has affected a lot of people, like in New Orleans too as well, the violence related to drugs, and so we're studying and doing interventions to help people out, feel better, feel well, deal with the trauma, and
At
that's
what
what we do
point?
here, and we're trying to do in Mexico.
At what point do you intervene? Who were you intervening with? The victims of violence?
Anybody, because I think everybody's a victim of violence. So there's the direct victim of violence, and then everybody that is affected in one way or another from crime related to the violence or the fear of it. It turns into this kind of a narco-terrorism,
Right.
if you may. So you don't have to experience it; you just know about it, and then people are very tense and nervous. And so we interview with everybody. We teach
You're from
people.
Mexico, right?
I'm from Mexico City. Yeah.
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 So does it give you a sort of an in with the cartels?
Hopefully not. Hopefully not.
So
But with the people, yes, to go and help out people to
is it
help
different?
themselves.
Is the drug-related violence different in Mexico than it is here?
Is it different? Yes, it is different. It is different.
See.
See. See.
See.
There you go.
See.
We're in.
So
What's the
impressed,
difference?
I think perhaps the amount of it, the massive amount of it that's happening, and also this terrorist quality that has
Right.
to cause terror,
It's-
to intimidate.
It's more.
I agree with that. Yeah.
It's more. Have you been?
That's-
Have you been down there, Q?
Nah, but I've been, doing a little research and seeing stuff online, and from what I see, it's like crazy. Like
Mhm.
it's on a whole nother level
Yeah.
of the violence from here. As far as I see, I
Mhm.
mean, violence is everywhere, but like some of the things I seen, that's like that's not the normal violence that goes on.
Well, what do you mean by normal violence?
The way they assassinate people.
Well, we assassinate people here. Someone's
We
knocked
do,
off every night.
we do, but like, it's like real graphic. And anytime you see, heads come off and ligaments, and usually people in America like usually get shot, like stabbed up, or something like that. But like, that's like you got to be a real cold-hearted person to like do that to.
To take someone's head
people.
off.
Yeah.
Is that what they're doing, Jose? They're decapitating people, or is that?
Decapitating people, and then there's a lot of since the war on drugs came to Mexico and the government, so it has you have a lot of splinter groups, and so since they cannot be involved in the massive drug trade, so they have to make a living, and so they do a lot of kidnapping and blackmailing people and extortion and all sorts of that. That's where it's affecting.
Why does
the
that
population
happen?
in general.
Why does that happen there and not here? 'Cause it seems like a good way to make a living, doesn't it? You kidnap someone, But I mean, you wouldn't get away with that here necessarily. You'd end up in jail yourself, probably.
Yeah, well, everybody's in the cahoots, you know. Over there, there's the belief that the government and the police and everybody's on it, you know. Now with these 43 students that are missing, you know, the police was involved, the government was involved, the local government.
So everyone's corrupt and in on some sort of. So why does the government? They're just in it for the money. Everyone's.
They're in for the money and the lack of power, the lack of authority.
But why would your government and the cops be in on getting people assassinated? There must. I mean, why aren't they interested in doing their job and arresting people and stopping that?
Well, it's extortion and money.
So they're getting paid off.
They're getting paid off.
So how does that come to an end? Q, you got a solution for that, Cheryl?
I don't know. I do have a question, though.
Yeah.
Right.
Do you ever get members of the cartel seeking out psychiatric help because of their traumatization?
Like the Sopranos.
Yeah.
Like Tony Soprano.
Like Tony Soprano.
Lost Sopranos.
Not necessarily. No. No. No.
Nobody wants to talk?
No. I think what's happening is I get people that worked on cartels. You know, we've worked with some of them, and they want to get off the cartel, but they themselves have addictions, and so they come through the addiction to try to get themselves clean and then move on with that. You know,
People who sell drugs are doing drugs.
both. Yeah.
I thought most people
But there's
had any sense.
they're not big
sold
on
it, didn't do
the hierarchy of it.
I thought most people who were selling large amounts of drugs like that weren't doing it themselves. But they are.
Good question.
Like
I don't know.
Scarface. You don't know.
It depends on the
I don't know.
person.
Yeah. But if you got any sense, you wouldn't be doing it, would you? I mean, you're just selling it.
I mean, if you're a genius, you would.
Are there any geniuses here in the drug biz?
Possibly. A genius
What would
to
happen?
me is a person that go his whole life without, getting in trouble as far as that.
Right.
But I don't condone in that, but at the end of the day, you're a genius if you got through your whole life without being touched.
Mm-hmm.
But,
Well, you could stay away from illegal activity. That would.
I do.
Well, that makes you a genius right there. Congratulations.
Yeah.
Okay. I think that would be the wise thing to do. That would be the wise choice. Anyway, let me tell you more about. I've got another 3 sentences here. Dr. Calderon is director of the Mindful Living program in New Orleans, which reduces stress, which is a good idea. You've got a busy life, Jose. Using mind-body medicine practices, and he's the co-founder of the Mind-Body Center of Louisiana, a non-profit organization devoted to the dissemination of mind-body practices in healthcare. We've got a whole lot of questions about that, I'm sure. I'm just going to finish this before we get to that, though. New Orleans Magazine named you, Jose, this year, in 2014, as one of New Orleans' top doctors. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Do you charge more now? Can you put your fees up?
No.
Do you have a sign that's a
No.
top doctor? Like the Gambit people, those Gambit things that you see on people's shops? Voted number 1. Do you have that on your door?
They send you a little plate because you put it
You
somewhere.
do?
In
From
you put it somewhere.
So you advertise New Orleans Magazine for them. That's pretty interesting. Did you put it up in your office?
It's in the office, in the waiting room.
Hey,
There are
cool.
The other psychiatrist there.
Are there anyone else in there got top doctor as well?
Yeah.
Just as well. That would be
Yeah.
embarrassing, wouldn't it? Like, you're a top doctor and your partner's nothing. He's nobody. And it says here you've been included in the global directory of Who's Who in Medicine for 2 consecutive years. Wow. So you're like a celebrity in the
No.
psychiatric world. Pretty impressive. Right, guys?
I'm impressed.
And wouldn't you say he's the best looking psychiatrist you've seen recently? Come on.
I would say yes.
Say, come on. Handsome, right? Cute?
Yeah, she got the best answer.
Cheryl, it
Yes.
says here that you've lived in New Orleans earlier in
have.
your life when you were also a student at Tulane University.
I was.
Did you study psychiatry
I did not.
or medicine?
No.
What did you study? You only got one more question, and if
I've
you
been
don't
to
get
a
that right, you're out.
psychiatrist.
Have you been to one?
I have been to a
What did you go for? Depression?
That's private.
Divorce?
Major general lifetime dysfunction.
Really? And did you get help, actually?
I did, yes. I loved my doctor.
What was the key to the problem? What solved it?
Talking.
That was it. Just talked it out.
Talking and going regularly.
Yeah.
I had a
Really?
nice Italian, he wasn't a psychiatrist, he was a psychotherapist.
I thought you were going to say it's a massage therapist
No.
or something.
No, he didn't massage me at all.
He wasn't a psychiatrist.
No.
So they say, what's the difference then
Yeah, that's a
between
good.
psychiatrist and psychotherapist?
Psychotherapy is anybody that does, any professional that's doing psychotherapy. You train in that as
That's
a
talking.
tool. Yeah, talking, and different versions of the therapy. So different professions can be a psychotherapist.
Right. A psychiatrist is a medical doctor, so you can
It's a
write
medical doctor that
prescriptions.
can write prescriptions and also, and also if you choose to learn about it and then to do psychotherapy. Yeah.
Right.
Mm.
So did
Yeah,
you
my
go?
doctor couldn't write meds.
Did you have? Did you get medication?
No.
So you just talked it out. How long did it take?
A couple of years.
And what did you figure out?
I resolved a lot of things that I was in denial about when I was young.
Ah, really?
Yes.
Like
Things
what?
I kept buried. Traumatic situations.
Really?
Yes.
That you uncovered stuff in therapy that you had no idea? that
I knew
happened in
about
your
it, but
childhood?
I completely forgot about it. I blacked it out.
I didn't even know that was really possible. People
It
say that,
is.
but that really happened to you.
Yes.
It happened to Michael Phelps as well. Strangely
Yeah,
enough.
but he has gold medals. I don't.
Well, he does have all the gold medals.
And he's very
I'm
tall.
sure he blacked that out. Hey, Graham is here with a whole new hair color. Wow, nice.
It's very. It's
Total
very
new
nice.
color. Nice. What is it called? Copper?
No, does it look
Sassy.
I don't know.
It's
I just
called
thought it was
sassy.
sassy. It's good. It's the same color as your dress. Nice.
No, it's not.
It's not. Oh well,
Yeah.
it's pretty close though, right? So, what sort of? Can you tell us what sort of things, or was it too traumatic to discuss? Even
Oh, it's private.
it's private.
I think the
You ever
bottom
heard
line
the
is.
show?
I hate the show already.
What
Why
do you
am I
mean
here?
it's private? There's no such thing as private.
No, but I guess the bottom line is that it really helped ground me, and I encourage everybody to go and seek mental health help at times in their lives when
Right.
they really need it.
Did you discover something that happened in your family, or was it outside your family?
It was outside my family to me.
Right.
Yeah.
That's good, because otherwise that
Yeah.
would have put a bad spin. Are your parents still with us?
Yes, they are.
And where are they living?
Massachusetts and Maine.
Right. And well, that's where you moved to. It says here. It says that you drifted northward to Maine and Massachusetts.
Yes, I lived in Maine for a while. I worked at a ski resort.
Is that right?
I did.
Oh, that's not on here at all. Here it says you.
I was trying to be brief, so you didn't
among
have to
other
read too
pursuits,
many
it said
words.
you worked in sales and marketing for the Bank of Tokyo Mitsubishi.
I did. Oh, Richard,
Wow.
I didn't write that. Yeah,
What?
I did. Oh,
You
that
didn't
was
write it.
That was a very.
Aha.
Now, let me
Busted
tell
you.
you about my boss. I think he had
Yeah.
Asperger's disease. He was very.
We can ask the
Asperger
psychiatrist.
disease?
Yes.
What is that?
I'm not pronouncing it correctly. Can you help me?
You're good.
Jose?
No, that's good.
Was that good?
Yes. Good accent too.
He, even with my Boston accent, that was all right. He
How
just
do you
had no
spell it?
sense
Is it
of.
ASS or
I don't know how-
AS?
AS.
It's Asperger's,
Asperger's.
not Asperger.
Asperger.
Asperger's.
Asperger's, yeah.
Yes.
Oh, is that how you pronounce it, or is that
With
how
a
you
P?
say it with
With a P?
Mexican accent?
With a Mexican accent.
See if you can do it. That sounded cooler.
The
Asperger's.
Asperger's.
I can't.
He says it better.
Yeah. Okay.
Now this gentleman,
What was his name first of all, and his age and social security number?
That's
you know,
pride.
that was such a horrible job. I completely blanked
You
his
forget the
eye.
guy's name
Forget the
even,
guy's name.
but you remember that he had Asperger's. Okay.
Well, he had no sense of. He was very socially awkward. He was brilliant man, and he had no sense of personal space or how to behave appropriately in situations. So he would.
Was there any sexual harassment involved in this?
No. I don't know if he.
Interesting answer.
I don't know if he even had sex. He was married.
Oh man, no
Like,
social skills.
Didn't know if he had sex. He
but
was
he would
married.
he would come up. I
Write
would be
that
in
down
I would
later.
be in my little cube, and when he would want to talk about something, he would come up and like he was very tall. He was probably like 6'3", and he would just come up and stand over me, like really get in my space. And this was at a bank where everybody wears khakis and button down
Right.
blue shirts.
What was he
He
wearing?
was in Compton?
What?
Where's that?
Boston.
Boston.
Oh, Boston. All right.
He had the blue
That
suit.
was
sounds
a
like
good
Compton.
image. That yeah.
It was
Yeah.
a blue suit, and all the guys that worked there were Boston College football players, and they were all investment bankers, and people would say I wasn't doing my job if I laughed or giggled.
You're not supposed to enjoy yourself at work.
I like to enjoy
That's the
myself at
Northeast.
work.
That's why you had to move down here, right?
Yeah.
I did. It was that
People
was
are like
a horrible
that.
job.
What did you actually? So you're working for that was the Bank of Tokyo. What does it mean, the Bank of Tokyo Mitsubishi?
They were
Mitsubishi is a company, isn't it?
Yes, it's a company. They were a debt and equity financing company, so they did financing for planes, trains, ships, things like that.
That sounds interesting.
Big
actually.
big money deals. Like spending a lot of money, taking potential investors out for golf games and things like that.
And so, how do you get to be the head of the bank if you've got Asperger's? And you don't-
He got fired.
For what did he do?
I think just general messing up deals, messing with
But
people's
how
money.
do you get to be that in that position in the first place if you've got some sort of fucked up thing that
He
you
w-
can't even relate to people properly?
He had a very good reputation in the industry for making big deals happen. So
Okay,
he
I
was
guess you
head of-
make
he
big
was head
deals
of the-
happen somehow.
yeah,
Well,
he was
maybe
the head
that's
of
an
the-
asset.
Money talks.
True.
Was he wealthy as well?
I didn't ask him. I tried
Did
not
he
to
ever-
have personal
he was
conversations
married.
with him.
Apparently not. Okay, so it says here also you were an IT developer for GTE Laboratories.
I was an I was an executive assistant, and I also did a little web development. Boy, you really dug into
Yeah,
my
we really-
resume way back. That was
We
a long
got
time ago.
We got a serious research department here. What does
That
that
was back
mean,
when
IT?
phones were the size of Kleenex boxes.
Cell
So,
phones.
Yeah, cell phones.
Oh, well, that must have been
With the buttons.
interesting
Yeah.
period, though, to be in that business.
Yeah, the GT Laboratories at the time was doing number portability research, which we take for granted now, where you can take your phone and go to any single carrier and your phone number stays
Right.
over. We also, the laboratory was working on smart homes. And
Smart homes.
Yes, where we built. In the lab, you had like a kitchen, a little living room, and you can control it from your computer, like what you do now for turning off the lights, turning on the lights,
Right.
turning the
But
heat.
this was back before anyone thought of that.
Yeah, way
this was
back
still when
when.
it was in the laboratory stage.
Yeah, we did video conferencing, so I used to have a little camera at my desk and talk to the guys in the lab, and we did facial recognition, and they used me as a guinea pig. It was really fun.
So this is way back
Yeah.
in the day before anyone was doing that. This was in the lab.
Yeah, in the
So what
labs.
do you still keep in contact with anybody up there? What are they doing
few-
now? What are they doing now?
Well, they were getting into the telecom merger. It was GT Laboratories and Bell Atlantic, and they merged to become Verizon and Genuity, which is a broadband supply company. Genuity went bankrupt after 9/11. After 9/11.
Okay. Really?
And and I got laid off from that job as a result of
As a
that.
result of 9/11.
Yeah.
So if it wasn't for the terrorists, you wouldn't be living in New Orleans.
Yes, that is the
Well, that's
logical-
the upside of international terrorism.
I'm here in New Orleans because of
What-
international terrorism.
What caused the company to go under? Because
a lot of
terrorists?
telecoms went under
Why?
at that time. Well, we had a tower on top of the World Trade Center. We lost some employees the same way other people lost employees. So yeah, the world was really shook up financially after that event.
I didn't realize
So-
that you have a
Mhm.
tower. You had a broadcast tower.
Yeah, and we had employees up on.
Well, that was what they were trying to do, I guess, destroy the economy and
They
put people out of work.
Certainly
and
put
make
a wrinkle
people's
in
lives a
everything.
misery. You're right.
Yeah.
Hey, Q, did you get another drink or anything? Someone hooking you up there?
Yeah, I actually
What?
need another joint. Yeah.
Okay. Well, someone will hook you up. So this is Q Hefner.
Yeah.
Q Hefner, what a fantastic name. I bet you were
Yeah.
happy the night you came up with that name.
I'm many things.
How did you come up with the name? What made you think of it? Let
My
me
life-
guess. Yeah.
A portion of my lifestyle.
Which is what?
I'm young, so at times I could be a bachelor. I'm also DJ Q because I'm heavy into music. I'm a DJ, a local DJ also. And Q of NOLA Fam because
Right.
we do hip hop,
Right.
So.
I got the whole thing. I'm going to tell,
All right,
I'm gonna tell
perfect,
everybody all about you, but I just wondered
All right.
how you came up with the name Q Hefner, which is hilarious.
Q Hefner.
Yeah.
Actually, I was just. I
You don't remember the night you
I
came
don't
up with it?
remember, but
I'm thinking, hell, this is
I
a
probably
great
was
idea.
stoned, and I was looking at interviews of Hugh Hefner, and looking at his lifestyle, but not trying to particularly have his lifestyle, but the bachelor of my lifestyle, Q Hefner. You know,
Mhm.
that's
funny.
when people hear Hefner, they automatically know what's up.
Right.
So you add a Q in front, that's me.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Do people think you're like a ladies' man? Or you have
I am a ladies.
You
man.
are a ladies' man. Do people think that as well from the name?
Yeah. I mean, they should.
They should. Well,
Yeah.
just one look at you would convince anybody of that.
Yeah.
Very charming.
Maybe.
Is that what most people? Do most women think you're charming or just wealthy?
I mean, women I deal with think I'm charming.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think he's charming.
Okay. You're a
Alright.
woman, right?
I am a woman.
Okay.
All right, that's proof.
Yeah. Mr. Hefner is part of a trio called NOLA Fam. The other two members
Yeah.
of NOLA Fam are right behind us here. Hi, guys.
Yeah.
They are Money, otherwise known as 900.
Mani,
Mani.
aka
M-A-N-I.
900.
Where did the 900 come from?
He a producer.
Okay.
Yeah.
And Jay Smoke. otherwise known as Doc Smoke.
Yes.
You guys have got great names. And you guys formed NOLA Fam at Frederick Douglass High School, it says here, correct?
Yeah, we went to high school together.
As a reaction to the post-Katrina citywide gentrification.
I mean, it's going on to this day.
So what does that mean? That means you have a political,
It's basically like
cultural.
It's basically like pushing the minorities out, and I feel like, you know, the people who make New Orleans what it is,
right,
that's the people that's mostly getting pushed out. So if you
out of being pushed out of what? Out of neighborhoods?
Yeah.
What neighborhood are you talking about?
I'm talking about downtown.
Yeah.
I'm not talking about the Marigny and the Bywater. I'm talking about like the 8 Wall. It's a big difference. St. Claude, you know, it divides. When you're in the Marigny and the Bywater, you know, it's all peaches and cream. But when you're on this side, you know,
that's a different
it's a different world.
Right.
Segregation. And now it's like that side's becoming like this side. So that's gentrification.
So the other side of St. Claude now, people are, because it's got built up and it's too expensive to stay on the right-hand side going down, I guess. What side is that? The riverside, I guess? Where it started out. Where like the Bywater and everything is.
Yeah, the Bywater is closer to the water.
Yeah, okay.
But like on the other side of St. Claude, Rampart specifically.
Right, now that's where it's been pretty marginal over there.
Mm-hmm.
So people are buying houses and doing them up on that side of St. Claude now?
Yeah, they monopolize them.
That's interesting.
Yeah. Putting up CVS's and booty street food and, you know, changing the Bywater into like, you know.
I don't understand why they put a CVS on one corner and then build a Walgreens right across the street.
That's all
That
across the country.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
I don't like
I don't
that.
get that. I don't get that either. I don't know why we have so many drugstores, period. But that's interesting what you're saying there, because what's going to happen to the city? Because it's happening not just down there.
It's going to be
it's
watered down.
Everywhere.
It's going to be watered down, and it's going to be new New Orleans.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, where's everyone
It's going 360.
Where's everybody going to go?
They push. It seems like either people moving out of town because they ain't come back from Katrina, or they pushing minorities to Gentilly and like New Orleans East.
When you say the word minority, you mean New Orleans.
I'm speaking on the urban people.
You're talking about but that's not a minority in New Orleans. Not numerically.
Well, I'm speaking for our people, basically. You know,
which people? Black people.
You can say that.
Tall people.
You can see that. I'm not.
What do you say?
I'm not saying, you know, a specific kind, because, you know, all type of people from New Orleans.
Right.
But like, I'm talking about on a larger scale, like the neighborhood people, the neighborhood. Like before Katrina, you know how the neighborhoods was, right? And
well, that's what I mean.
Like,
what are we going to do about that? Because you can't stop it.
Well, I look at it as it's changed for the good and bad.
Yeah.
It's like both, so it's like, you know, kind of complicated a little bit.
So what's the solution to that? I mean, how do you stop gentrification? Because gentrification is going to ruin New Orleans. The whole thing about New Orleans was the sort of marginality of the whole city and the sort of mixed upness of it all.
I mean, it's almost like you can't stop it, because like when people in power and like they got, you know, money or whatever, like that's like, you know, you basically get run stuff, you know.
Well, people want to live here.
True.
Nobody wanted to live here before. Nobody wanted to live in your neighborhood before. They wanted to not even park in your neighborhood.
Yeah, they came here, see how cool it is, and now they like, oh man, I want to be a part of this, or like turn it into what I want to turn it into. Because people come from where they come from and try to make the situation to their standards of what they believe in and how they see things, instead of just like respecting the city and going. Like, it's not about like people moving here that's not from here. Like, I don't have no problem with that, but like when you come here and try to like change stuff, like I'm gonna make a perfect example. I'm a musician, I'm a DJ, and there's a lot of venues that recently got shut down, or they can't have live music because someone who moved in the neighborhood next door or something complaining about loud music. But New Orleans is a music city, so like I don't even know how the city even allow that. Like Mimi's in the Marigny, I used to DJ there. Now they can't even have live music no more. It's like all type. It's all type of stuff.
Why do we allow it? I mean, what is wrong with it? I mean, and that's the same at Boofer's. on Esplanade.
Bufas,
That guy's
St.
been
Rock
had-
Tavern.
Right.
Just like
It's
all,
all over the
over,
show.
man.
Yeah, it's crazy.
That drives me crazy.
Mhm.
People like that.
Yeah.
But people move here because they want to be a part of that culture. That's what they move here for.
Mhm.
And then they end up wanting to water it down for some reason because
Yeah.
they don't really. But I think the main issue is that people come here. It's just about money, as you were saying. They have a lot more money from other places than we do because
Yeah.
we never make much money here. You don't get paid a lot of money if you live here. You come here, you can buy a cool house in your neighborhood for what you couldn't even buy anything with that in
Exactly.
other city. And so people are thinking,
Yeah.
holy shit, I can have this like 3,000 square foot house.
Yeah.
I can spend a couple of $1,000 doing it up, and it's going to be an awesome spot. It's just across the
Mhm.
street. But unfortunately, it pushes everybody out.
Yeah, and it's almost like if you're not owning property, if you don't own anything or put money into whatever the system, I guess the city feel like you have no voice
Right.
on that.
And even if you do, even if you can stay in your neighborhood, now the property prices are going up. Even if you can hold on to your house, then the property taxes are going up.
Exactly.
even if
that
you're
goes
renting,
along with
whoever-
gentrification.
yeah.
That's
It's
it.
hard to know what the answer to
Yeah.
that is, but it looks like you might be making a bit of money here at some point. If I read this, if I keep going.
I mean, if you
It's just-
maneuver around all that and like
you could be
know,
a superstar, you guys.
possibly. No, you know what? We is.
Yeah, but I mean
Yeah.
financially as well.
Soon.
It says
Yeah.
here that you've played with, among others, Manny Fresh,
Yeah.
Juvenile, Mystical, and Snoop Dogg.
Yeah.
Doesn't get any bigger than Snoop Dogg.
At the Maison, yep.
Really?
That was
Nice.
What the heck?
2012, I'm not
That's
mistaken.
awesome.
Yeah.
What happened
awesome.
there? What was that?
We kicked it, smoked a bunch of weed. Honestly, I thought I was gonna have a anxiety attack. I was like, Snoop Dogg just tapping me on my shoulder, passing me blunts and stuff. I'm like,
Wow.
wow, right, it's cool.
Did he hang out and did you play with him when he listened to you guys playing?
Yeah.
What? Shit.
We
Nice.
went on like third or whatever. Like we went on right before Manny Fresh went on. So basically, we opened up for them, and everybody was just hanging out. Like we was backstage, like on the stage with them. You know,
Wow.
Just like
Cool.
genuine conversation. We ran into him and many other artists again at South by Southwest also.
That must be cool when Snoop Dogg recognizes you.
So he
Hey,
should
How's
recognize
it
me.
going? Yeah.
When he see this hat, he gonna know what's up. Or
Familia.
when he see his Uncle Versi, he gonna know what's up.
Uncle Versi.
Yeah, Big V, V90. Snoop Dogg know who that is.
Who is it?
That's a good friend of Snoop Dogg from back then. Like,
Okay.
you know.
Hey, look, you know what we should do? We should take a break here and listen to something.
Yeah.
I want to hear that song that NOLA Fam does, that the trio does. With
High
the-
Times.
High Times.
Yeah.
Can we take a listen to that, Chris?
Yeah. NOLA Fam.
When you see it in a bag, roll it up and take a drag. Puff pass if you getting pass if you getting when you see it in a bag, roll it up and take a drag. Puff pass if you getting pass if you getting when you see it in a bag, roll it up and take a drag. Puff pass if you getting pass if you getting when you see it in a bag, roll it up and take a drag. Puff pass if you getting pass if you getting.
I'm blowing like the boss dog. Hold it in, don't cough dog. You know I'm steady rolling up. Boy, you can't stand it. Blow it like it's candy. Then it's stepped official. Cause all of it from Cali. Hop up and let's ride slow. 7 Wars where we go. Smoking on that Maui. Blow it out the window. Yeah, we know we out though. Smoking on that endo. Got it from my cuz though. Roll that shit ASAP. Take a hit then lay back. This shit right here, nigga. Top it like my gear, nigga. My smoke never clear, nigga. Blow it for the air, nigga. Blow it in her ear shiver. Running with the fam. She wanna blow my brain quicker. We can bake that's lunch and then the heavy on my spinach. NOLA Fam waste no time. And yeah, you know we winning. We knew from the beginning, but the smoke was in your vision. And now class in session, so niggas pay attention. Yeah.
When you see it in a bag, roll it up and take a drag. Puff pass if you getting pass if you getting when you see it in a bag, roll it up and take a drag. Puff pass if you getting pass if you getting when you see it in a bag, roll it up and take a drag. Puff pass if you getting pass if you getting when you see it in a bag, roll it up and take a drag. Puff pass if you getting pass if you getting when you see it in a bag, roll it up and take a drag. Puff pass if you agree this the best you ever had. I love weed, the sweet smell of hash. I smoke trees, I roll up the grass. You like dirt, then smoke up the trash. I do it different to showcase the class. And last but not least, the swag. And last but not least, the swag. That's why it's not cheap to smoke and just cheap. I smoke and just cheap and roll up the leaf. Hop on the beats every day of the week. This is just me, NOLA Fam the crew, NOLA Fam the group. I'm putting it in the bowl, smoking that Darren Sproles, fucking these different hoes, switching and getting close, strategizing the code, playing it how it go. Yeah. When you see it in a bag, roll it up and take a drag. Puff pass if you getting high. If you getting high. You see it in a bag, roll it up and take a drag. Puff pass if you getting high. If you getting high. You see it in a bag, roll it up and take a drag. Puff pass if you getting high. If you getting high. You see it in a bag, roll it up and take a drag. Puff pass if you getting high. If you getting high. Good morning, America, as I wake and bake. Smoking on that shit that make the world a better place. Picture 20 of them pretty O's in your face. Roll up the goodies, we can do this shit like every day. I'm from the South, that's where your girl navigate. LBC, palm trees, that's a vacate. If you rolling up the stress, you can throw away. Now that's an earthquake, no, I don't smoke shake. Grind it up like coffee. We on the road like you parallel parking. From the south to the west, be cautious. Who let the dogs out? Yeah, be on our bullshit. Popping bottles is the model, and I'm so for real. Women skinny dipping, chef cooking on the grill. 420 in the marijuana shower. Smoking Mary Jane, that's a part of my persona. When you see it in a bag, roll it up and take a drag. Puff pass if you getting high. Pass if you getting high. When you see it in a bag, roll it up and take a drag. Puff pass if you getting high. Pass if you getting high. When you see it in a bag, roll it up and take a drag. Puff pass if you getting high. Pass if you getting high. When you see it in a bag, roll it up and take a drag. Puff pass if you getting high. Pass if you getting high.
Nice job.
Yeah.
Yeah, very nice.
Yeah.
So the whole point of smoking pot is to relax.
To relax, ease
Are you
your
relaxed?
minds.
Are you relaxed right now?
I'm real relaxed.
Were you smoking pot?
Yeah, right before we came here.
Well, you can smoke during the show as far as I'm concerned, but I don't know if you get thrown out of here. But
That'd be
this
so
is,
nice too.
This is what Jose does for a living too, is teach people how to relax, right?
Yes, indeed, yeah.
That's the whole point of what's called mindfulness.
The mindfulness, yes.
So tell us
The
a little bit
mind-body.
about mindfulness.
Well, it's a 3,000-year-old technique and practice to be present in what we're doing wholeheartedly, with the heart open and the mind clear, and be aware of what's happening in the moment.
And that's what you're doing, right?
Yeah,
hmm
every day.
So there are different ways to get there. That's
And
absolutely.
is it legit? Are they both legit? Would you suggest to your patients that they could take it out of the bag and
No, I've been thinking
roll it up
about.
and take a drag?
I was thinking you were going to ask me that.
Yeah. Did you have a good answer? Do you have a good answer
I've been
prepared?
thinking about the
Yeah.
answer. Yes. So my answer is that this is a very good question. My answer is that people that come to looking for help for me is because something's not right in their life. You
Like
know, they're
Cheryl.
coming because there are difficulties in
Yes.
some way or another. You know, they're struggling with one thing or another, and so in order to find their own way out, I ask for people to be very clear-minded, very clear-minded and present. And feed the brain well, eat well, exercise, and so they can look at their options and what they need to do to help themselves. So it doesn't help to have any kind of psychoactive substance, sometimes pharmaceutically prescribed or sometimes illegally.
So you're
I'm-
against any kind of medication?
No. I with medications I do use them, but I use them. I don't think people are deficient on Prozac, in their range. I do think that they are, for example, that we can use them at times to help alleviate difficulties. Much like some people medicate with other substances.
Better living through chemicals.
Mhm.
Better living through chemicals.
Well, it's I use them as scaffolding, temporary scaffolding.
Yes.
It's much like putting a cast on a broken arm temporarily.
Using chemicals to train your brain to get to that point of mindfulness.
Yeah, and then removing the cast and living a life while they put their things together.
But what makes you the kind of psychiatry that you practice, which is mind-body psychiatry, is different from just talk therapy, say?
Well, I think the techniques are different in a way. I mean, there's a lot of similarity in the point that we're talking about issues, but I'm teaching also skills, a lot of skills that use the body, actually, which is long forgotten in psychiatry and in psychotherapy.
You wouldn't expect to go to the psychiatrist and they
so using movement.
do yoga. Is that
Yeah,
what
well,
you're talking
we do yoga, and we do qigong on the office, and we do yoga, and we
about?
just
And
had
with-
workshops on that.
You're paying $150 an hour to go to the psychiatrist to do yoga?
Well, we may use a little bit of it, and
Yeah.
we do all sorts of other things.
But is that part of my therapy if I'm going to see you?
It can be. I mean, it's everybody's individual what they need,
Right.
and we'll figure out what is it
you
that
don't prescribe yoga. You actually do yoga in the office? You do it?
I do. Yeah, I do mindful movement in the office, and I do qigong and meditation in the
What's
office.
Qigong?
Qigong is a moving meditation, very gently moving with the breath,
Like
repetitive
like
movements.
Right.
Like you're breathing in and you're lifting your arms, and you're breathing out and you're lowering your arms, and you do that repetitively, and you enter into this
So most
meditative
people-
state.
I don't think
Yeah.
most people going to see a psychiatrist would expect that to happen, would they? Are they surprised? Most
Right, but most people don't. But nowadays, people come to me because that's what they want.
That's what they know
want.
that's what you've got a
They don't
reputation,
want to just come in for a medication.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, what do you think about all this? People who wake up in the morning and smoke pot. Is there something wrong with Q?
No, I don't think there's right or wrong. I don't think there's any
It's
right
not-
or wrong. I think that some
You think
people.
he's not trying to hide from something or run away from something?
No, there's no judging. There's no judgment on any of
Nice.
this. I do think, like anything, there are people that they get in trouble, and if it's problematic. It's problematic for people.
Okay, so if I wake up, but here's the thing: if I woke up in the morning and I had a drink, you'd
Right.
think there'd be something wrong with that, right?
well, at some point it causes trouble. Yeah,
But if I
For
wake up
people.
in the morning and smoke pot, it's okay.
but it's different. It's
Why?
different for everybody. I mean, some people smoking pot is never an issue for them. And some people smoking pot it's always an issue.
Depends on the person, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Some people
It
having
does.
a drink is an issue. Some people never have. Having a drink
come
is
on.
not.
If I woke up in the morning, tomorrow morning, if I sat here and told you I wake up every morning and I have a couple of drinks, I have a vodka tonic and then I have a beer. By 8:30. Yeah, look
That's
at your
harsh.
face. Yeah. But you tell me you smoke 2 joints and I'm going, okay, that's cool.
Yeah.
Right? So is it cool, doctor? Really?
Well, I wouldn't go in the cool or not cool. I think it's individual. It's an individual, and how
I
this
feel
is
like it makes
selected.
you creative and calm,
Yeah.
and it is relaxing. Like
But it is
like,
a drug.
Again, it depends on the person. I mean, they call it a drug, but I feel
Okay,
like it's
okay.
natural. It ain't no chemicals. It's like
Well, it
you
is
grow
natural. It
It's
is
natural.
and there's
Well,
no
some
chemicals.
It's-
people are very creative and can function.
Yeah,
on that. I'm
all the
certainly-
music I make is
Right.
with that. I could do it without it, but it's just my choice to do that.
Well, life is a lot better when you're high,
Definitely.
isn't it? I mean, no one's
When I
arguing
smoke
about
pot, I'm
that.
out of mindfulness.
What
I
happens?
mean, life is good, period, but it makes it more.
Yeah, there's no argument about that. I mean, everyone has a bit of time when they're drunk as well,
Yeah.
don't they?
Well,
Until that hangover
I know a
comes.
bunch of them that don't.
Good, embarrassing, whatever.
But we're not supposed to function like that. You can live in a world where you can function like that because you're making music.
Yeah.
I bet if you went to work doing something else, I wouldn't be so excited about you being high all day. I guess that's why you're not doing that, right?
Exactly.
Do you have a job as well, or this is it?
Music is my job.
That is great.
Yeah.
That is so cool that you can make a living doing that. How do you make a living these days doing that? It's not selling records. That's
Gigs, merch. That's basically it.
What are you selling in the merch department? These cool hats.
Fabulous hats.
Yeah, that is
Yeah.
a cool hat.
Yeah.
NF.
We'll have
Fam-
shirts coming soon. Stickers, sweaters.
NOLA Familia. Tell us about NOLA Familia. So are you starting a label or something?
We is basically an underground label.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, anybody call itself a label.
Right.
But when you got the background, I feel like that make you a label.
So you signing people?
Nah, we ain't signing nobody.
So
We
what do they
pushing
do?
ourselves.
But these other people who are on your website, that song Blackout that I like, who does that?
Oh, actually, that was like a collaboration.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
That was like fashion and music. That was like a bunch of collaborations. Like,
that's a good song. There's a lot of good
Yeah.
songs on that website. The website, if you listen to this and you had enough of this already, is called NOLAFam.com.
NOLAFam.com.
And that fam is short for family. And then,
Yes.
see, Familia is
It's the same thing. NOLA Fam,
It's
NOLA
Italian.
Familia. It's just
it's like a sort of mafia vibe.
you can say that, but
It rhymes. It rhymes better.
we run things different.
Okay. You're not taking out contracts on people.
Nah.
No, I hope not. Or decapitating them.
Oh no, I don't have that in my heart.
So where do you find these kids? The kids find you, I suppose.
Huh?
Now, I guess kids are finding you now.
Yeah, on the internet and
Right.
at shows and stuff.
So have you discovered anybody? You've discovered someone who you think you can make into a star? This reminds me of the Cash Money Records guys.
Mario
story.
Hart, his little brother.
Your little brother?
Mario Hart,
Okay.
R&B singer.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And you're recording him?
Mm-hmm.
You're producing him?
Yeah.
This is how the Cash Money guys started out, just like this, with the
Yeah.
same exact story.
Exactly.
And now look at them. Do you know those guys? That'd be good guys.
Not
to
personally. Not personally.
Right.
Yeah.
That's an interesting story from here. Are they still, like, doing stuff?
Oh yeah, they dominant in the industry right now, but they just not really in New Orleans like they used to be. They
Right.
now based out of like Miami and
Right.
stuff.
Do they come back here and do anything? Do they spend any money here or help kids here? Or
I
anything?
mean, for the turkey stuff, but I don't consider that doing too. I mean, it's.
Turkey ball.
The what?
I mean, you feeding people. They do they give out turkeys for I think Thanksgiving, Christmas or something like that. I mean, it's kind of cliche though. Like you could do more things than that. Like I mean, you feeding people. That's I'm not knocking that, but like everybody doing that. Like,
All right. So you guys got our Facebook page yanked off Facebook yesterday, by the way. Did you know that?
Huh?
Did you know you guys got?
Oh
our
yeah,
Facebook
I seen that.
Yeah.
I seen that.
So we put up a graphic from your record. That's your song, Q. Is
Yeah.
it? It's called
Sex religion.
Sex Religion,
Mm-hmm.
and
Sex religion?
Yes.
and on the cover of it, the graphic of it is a. You should see the video, by the way, for the song we just played about smoking pot. It's an awesome video as
Yeah, it's
well.
a great video.
on
NOLAFam.com.
NOLAFam.com. But the graphic is of Sex Religion is two women standing next to each other, and one woman's wearing a burqa and a face covering, so that all you see are her eyes. And the woman standing next to her is totally naked except for her eyes. She's got a black blindfold on. And so we had that on Facebook. It's not even a photo. It's a charcoal drawing.
It's a
of
drawing,
woman.
and I saw it. I had a glimpse of it, and I can't believe they pulled it with all the
Facebook
other
took it off. And told us,
naked.
I bet your Facebook thought it was
cleavages and-
awesome too.
they told us that they're shutting us down, and that they wrote to me and everyone else who's an administrator on that page and told us all they were yanking us off Facebook unless we apologized.
Oh man.
and
Oh, that's a
clicked-
bunch of
and
crap.
clicked a button that said, "I'm not going to do it again."
Wow.
Damn, it's a
Can
serious
you
issue
believe
like
that?
that.
60
Such
minutes after we
bullshit.
put it up, by the way. But have you had that problem with any of your stuff?
I never had that problem.
Do you put it on Facebook?
All the time.
You
On
have
my
that graphic
Facebook.
on Facebook?
Yeah.
Oh, that's weird. Why would they yank it off our page?
I don't know.
That is bizarre.
Maybe somebody reported it.
Could be. One of our listeners doesn't like naked women or women in a burqa, maybe.
Yeah.
There was a nudity that they had a problem with. Hey, let's take a listen to another song. What should we listen to?
Sex religion.
Listen to Sex Religion. Okay.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about the song before we hear it.
About sex religion. Sex religion is a part of my project I'm working on. I'm working on a mixtape called The Don, Q Huff The Don. And basically it's just it's kind of like an experience for me. Like, cause I'm talking about personal things in that song and thank you. And also it's just me using my imagination. And I mean, the lyrics speak for itself. We'll let it speak for itself.
Okay.
though. Yeah.
Let's take a listen to it.
Sex religion. My twisted dark fantasies. I see you in my wet dreams. Woke up, no sunlight. Everything black and white, but I still see green. Understood when your body speaks. Earthquake for me, like a dominatrix, take the lead. She coast and feel the breeze. In the pussy till you fall asleep. Till her soul lies in the sheets. Soul full of gold like the one to keep. But ain't no fun in monogamy. To her, to me, for now. That's what it is. We young, so wild and free. Let's get it in. Sex religion, money, drugs, sex, sin, and forgiveness. Make that move that she want the business. 10 positions to the 10 commitments. It came in the form of addiction. Shots out to the man with no commitments. Like Tupac said, I get around. She get around just like a gypsy. White lines on the table, little marijuana just to add a little flavor. Late nights, no early mornings. Woke up right below the navel. What if Mary was an info? Middle fingers up like fuck the world. Pain and pleasure run so deep. Bottom of the map, clown with a pearl. Amen. Sex religion. Sex religion.
Sex religion. Sex religion.
She working and twerking and flirting for certain. The time is so perfect, I get it and murk it. Sex religion.
Sex religion.
She working and twerking and flirting for certain. The time is so perfect, I get it and murk it. Sex religion.
Sex religion.
It's not for everybody.
Who's it for? Who likes it?
Whoever on the same level as me, whoever. I don't do music thinking about who gonna like it. I just do it. If I like it, if you like it, cool. If you don't, it's not for you.
I'm surprised it was over so quickly. Were you guys?
Yeah, that's more.
It seemed to be.
You want more, right?
I feel like I want to insert a pun here.
Yeah,
But
that was that song was more like an interlude.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
How long?
What's in the background? Are there words in the background that are?
it's a
Oh yeah,
female vocalist.
it's inside of the beat. Yeah. They call
Good
that
question,
the
Jose.
samples,
What is it? It sounds like a sort of chanting.
It sounded like a chanting.
It is like a chant.
chanting. Yeah.
Mhm.
What are they saying?
Honestly, I don't know. The producer made it, and I went off feeling.
Who is the producer?
The producer. That's sad.
Don't
I
tell me
really
you
don't know
don't
the
know.
producer.
You don't know who produced your own record?
It's on the.
You must smoking a lot of weed.
I've been smoking a lot of weed.
You're serious.
But
You
when
don't
I
know the
find out,
name
I
of the
shot
guy?
him out.
Yeah, that would be a nice thing to do. Seeing he made a great job.
Look, the thing about this
I don't
song.
believe this. Do you guys know the name of the guy?
Look.
Yeah.
The thing about this song, this is one of the only songs. This is the only song I ever got production from another person. Because usually when we use beats, it be beats that I made or he made. But when I heard this beat, I was like, I gotta use this.
So where did you hear it?
From a friend.
So how does this work? You have a computer and what sort of instruments?
Nah,
do you
he came with it on the hard drive.
But when you're making something, what do you use? 'Cause
We use keyboards. We have a program called Fruity Loops, FL Studio, Pro Tools, and we make all our stuff in house.
And how did you learn how to do all this? Frederick Douglass High School.
Well, for me, I always been into music when I was like real young. I want to say like 8 and up. I always wanted to be, a rapper or whatever. But when I was like 12, 13, I started writing songs. And then when I was 16, I was like, all right, I got these songs, but damn, how I'm gonna get production? So I got this program and I started learning how to use it. And next thing you know, I was making beats.
You
Like,
just taught yourself?
it just naturally came. I
Right.
taught myself. And then I'm like, all right, damn, I don't have a studio. How am I record? So at the age of like 19, after going to so many other studios that's giving me their sound instead of mine, I learned how to record. And now we have a home studio and we record all our own stuff and produce everything. We basically taught ourselves how to do this because it, like with music, you can't just jump up and be like, oh, I want to be a rapper. It have to be in you. Like that's how I feel. Like when you growing up, like it have to be in you. Like
a natural poet.
Natural poet. It comes natural.
Yeah. Otherwise, you'd be. I mean, a lot of people want to be a star.
Yeah.
But if you don't have a natural talent,
if it's not in you,
right.
then you could try. Maybe you'll be successful. Maybe not.
Well, there's a lot of people who are successful who aren't that talented.
Oh yeah, like these
Tons of
EDM DJs.
EDM.
Yeah.
What does that stand for?
Electronic dance music.
Oh.
But I'm not going to say EDM as a whole, I'm going to say these trap producers.
Trap.
Who be taking people vocals and samples and
right.
mixing it and claiming it as theirs.
Are you trying to say something? You're not just trying to get
I'm
people to
saying
dance
what
and
I'm
get-
saying.
Yeah, but I mean, you're not trying to...
Posers.
No, I don't
I'm
mean
saying
now.
what
I
I'm
don't mean
saying.
now. I mean, in the music, are you trying to say more than just get high and have a good time and have sex?
Oh,
with
yeah.
people? Yeah, so
Oh,
you
yeah.
got a message.
I got a message.
Right.
And I talk about my life, too.
Is sex your religion? Is that what that song was about? Or it's a
like-
religious
it's
experience?
like sex and religion.
Sex and religion.
And sometimes religion affects, like sex affects religion. Go both ways.
Like Catholic guilt?
Catholic guilt and like, you know how sometimes people dehumanize women and like, again, like with the religion part, like as you see on the cover, you see a lady is in a burqa and a lady is, you know, nude. I feel like some women, like, their sexuality is not by choice. They forced to do things sometimes, you know. You get me? Or you don't?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Repressed.
Repressed.
Like
Because
culture.
I'm all for
Culturally
I'm all,
repressed.
I'm all for the women. Like, you know, some songs you might hear, yeah, I'm talking about sex. It's a big part of life. We all like to have sex. Like,
Well, you're
that's
the
like, you know,
you're the Q Hefner here.
I am the Q Hefner, and you know, that's what I like to talk about.
You like to talk about sex or have it? There's a big difference
I'll
between
have
talking about
sex.
it.
Both.
Both.
I would rather have it than talk about it. What about you, Jose?
I think that's a mindful way. Isn't it?
I'd
mindful
rather have it. I'd rather have it, but since I'm an artist,
Okay.
I
When
like
I'm-
to talk
when I'm-
about it while I'm having it.
exactly.
It's like describing the smell of a rose. You know, you can't
really.
describe
Capture
it.
it.
You have to
Mhm.
experience.
But that's when our artist comes in, is that the artist can give you that experience in a,
Yeah, it's
in a whole new way.
Like, you know, two souls come together. You know.
Well, you kidding?
Yeah.
Are you blushing?
Yeah.
You're so blushing.
You know.
So you're what you're talking about is love,
That too.
not politics.
I don't really get too much into politics. I have my own politics.
Right. So the whole politics about what's going on in the 8th Ward and St. Claude and all that's just part of your life. That's not part of your
That's
art.
part of my life.
That's not part of
Yeah.
your art. You're not interested in
Yeah.
making
It's
a
just
statement
politics
about
that affect me.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Can
now,
I ask a question?
Yes.
Briefly? There's a camera on the table.
yeah, that's
Your camera.
Cheryl's camera.
Yes.
Cheryl, do you? I'm very curious about. Do you? We're talking about art, and so do you take photos?
I do.
Ah.
Oh,
Just
damn.
for my personal hobby.
Personal
Yes.
hobby.
Cheryl's a
I had
fantastic
to get a
photographer.
photo shoot.
Yeah.
I'll shoot you.
Well, we have a link to Cheryl's stuff on our site. What's it called? My Lush Life.
My Lush Life.
She's an awesome photographer. That's how I
That's
know
like, that's your
Cheryl.
website.
Yes, that's how.
That's how we
it's
met.
It's on my Flickr site. Is My
All
Lush
right.
Life.
That's how I can contact you then.
No, I'll give you my card.
All right, for sure.
I've got your card
Yeah.
right here. Look what it says. It says she's an adventuress, a wrangler, a hand holder, and a photographer.
Mm.
Yes.
Which one is? Why is it in that order? By the way?
No, she's blushing.
Do you want to
That's
hold
awesome.
anybody's hand while you're here?
I'm very good at making people feel comfortable and seeing them through very difficult times. I'm
So is Jose. So is
by
Q,
I know.
actually.
See,
I'm pretty
through
comfortable.
art, through psychiatry,
Well, how do you do it? Through what?
through event planning and managing logistics. I'm very good at handling stressed out executives
Hmm.
and making sure things run smoothly. I'm very mellow, except when I get all pissed off like an Italian. Sometimes I
You
can-
can lose it.
It takes a lot for me to lose it.
How Italian are you? How many generations back were the DalPozzals actually Italians?
I'm second generation born here. So my mother is actually Scottish and English, and my dad's Italian. So I have stubborn and bad attitude on both sides.
So
it's
how
a
did
fine
you
blend.
How did you discover?
Oh, you're a
this?
Taurus?
No, I'm a Pisces.
A Pisces.
What are you? What are you? Q?
A Taurus.
Taurus.
Uh-huh.
Is that good? That's the
It's
best
great.
one, right?
Yeah, Taurus strong.
Strong, intelligent,
Yeah.
debonair, suave. What else? Is that Taurus, or am I thinking something else?
Stubborn,
Do you-
bullheaded.
Now, what? Why did you ask that
I know how to
question?
control that though.
Why? What? How do you control it?
He's Q Hefner. Come on.
Come on.
He's
God damn it.
got
I relax. I learned to think
That's a
before
superpower.
I do sometimes.
Do you really? That's
Yeah.
the key to it. Mindfulness.
Yeah, you just gotta step back and be like, okay, all right, like that.
Just like
You
that.
think before you do.
Just take a moment to think before you or speak or do or both.
Both.
Is that mindfulness, Jose?
To pay attention.
Would that be called mindfulness?
This is to pay attention.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You could charge people $150 an hour too. You could be on the list.
That'd be cool.
And the other thing that you can do, of course, Q Hefner, is you can manifest things to really happen in real life just by thinking about them. Correct?
Right.
And now comes the big moment.
Mm-hmm.
Where we're going to take the napkin.
Dun,
Take that
dun.
napkin.
We're going to read what you wrote on the napkin
Okay.
60 minutes ago, and we're going to see if you made it happen this hour.
Let's get it.
Okay. Who's got the napkin? Where is it? Okay. Cheryl.
You want me to read
Pick
it?
that up
Yeah.
and read it. Can you read okay in this light? Not really. No, you need glasses. Look at that. Your arms aren't long enough.
I know.
Can
hold
you
on.
read it?
Yes.
Oh, Graham's got
It
glasses.
says,
Graham is the
get
world's-
another drink, which he's done. This is
Okay.
a two-part. This is a
Okay,
two-part thing.
two-part even.
Get
Get
better.
another
Yeah.
drink
Yes.
and listen to Sex Religion. Oh,
You made
you
it
go.
happen.
damn.
Okay. All right.
Perfect.
Well,
Yeah.
Okay. That's attainable goals. You have to. You
Two
have
birds
to
in one
applaud that.
stone, just like
Good
that.
job. Okay, that's really what happened.
That's really what
We did
happened.
listen
You
to
hear that
Sex
drink?
Yeah.
Hey, look, I'm assisting the photographer.
Very good. Douglas Engel is taking photos. Well, you know, we've come to the end of happy hour, everybody.
Oh, I'm so sad.
That's all. Did you want to say anything, Cheryl, that we didn't get to?
I have nothing to say. I don't even know why I'm here.
Really? You have no clue. You'll have to ask Graham. Graham's the magician. She puts it all together.
I'd love to hear how do you talk to somebody. If you're taking photos of somebody, do you... I mean, I'm just always like, I don't want to upset them if I want to take a photo of them. I don't know them. How do you do that?
I just sit around and put everybody at ease.
Uh-huh.
You know, just talk and take pictures and, you know.
Yeah.
Is it just
I don't
the...
know.
The touch.
That's the
Touch
talent
really.
that you're born
That's
with.
a talent.
Yeah.
No, I like to think I'm a very visual person, and I like to. I don't talk very well.
Is that what it is? You
I
express yourself.
I express myself visually, and I see things visually. So I love to shoot bands and live music, and sometimes when I go see bands, I like to go see the bands first, so I can get an idea, because I can't enjoy the music while I'm shooting, because I'm paying attention to the movement and the rhythm,
Yeah.
and waiting for the pinnacle of expression, so I can just capture that nice little moment.
You could
So.
go see the...
Oh, damn.
NOLA
I could
Fam.
go see.
You might come see us at House of Blues.
I will do that.
Yeah, January 6th.
I'll do that too.
I will.
January
Yeah,
6th.
January
Take some
6th,
pictures.
2015.
Yeah.
I need to. I
16.
need to
I'll
get
put
a.
you on the. I
50.
give you a press pass.
Get me a
I'll
press
get you a
pass.
press
They
pass.
they require press passes
All right, I'm
there.
gonna make sure I get your card.
You
for
can't
sure.
take your camera into the House of Blues without a press pass.
No, you can't.
Yeah.
And plus, they only, at least the House of Blues in Boston, they only allow you in the pit for like the first 3 songs of live bands. They have a limit. So.
Oh, but see here, you could be there all night.
Oh, I'd love to hear it.
All right.
I may
You've been
join
at-
in. I may
Yeah.
show up to it.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, but you guys play at the House of Blues quite regularly, right?
Now we are.
Yeah.
The last time we played that was November. September 9th, Tuesday. We just getting back on it. The next one is January 6th, and we're gonna try to keep that going on a monthly or every 2 months.
Okay. And it's in the main room or the parish?
It's the parish. I'd rather keep it at the parish because
Yeah, it's cool.
I like the vibe of the parish. Yeah.
That's cool. So if you listen to this and it's not January 6, 2015 yet, right?
15.
2015.
Yes.
You guys are playing there.
Yep.
NOLA
And that's gonna be
Fam.
the first show of the New Year's too, so it's gonna be a big show.
That is going to be big. What night
Yeah.
of the week is that? Tuesday?
That's a Monday.
It's a Monday night.
Yeah.
So
It's,
it's like the
it's great
first
to have
day
it on
back
a
at
Monday
work.
because stuff always going on the weekend.
Right.
So Monday is perfect.
You get people out. Okay. NOLA Fam and Q Hefner, we have a link to you guys' stuff on our website.
Yeah.
And some of the videos on your site, NOLAFam.com,
Yeah.
are awesome. I would
Appreciate that.
highly recommend
And
you
they
go
stay
check
up.
it
They don't
out.
get pulled down.
Yeah.
No, they don't get
Yeah.
pulled down if they're on your
Hey,
own.
also
Only
we got some new
Facebook.
stuff like January. That site is going to 360. We got a lot of new music we're gonna put
All right.
up in January too.
Okay.
Yeah, so
NOLAFam.com. Cheryl DalPozzal, thank you so much for joining me as
Thank you,
well.
Grant.
And Jose Calderon.
Thank you,
as
Grant.
well. You're welcome.
Thank
There's
you.
links to all these guys on our website, itsneworleans.com. That's our show for today. Our show is produced by Graham DePonte. Our associate producer and technical director is Chris Kehoe. Christian Unruh as our music director. Thank you, Christian, for that gift. Our theme music was written by and is currently being played by Mitch Foreman. The fabulous audio quality of this show is brought to you in part by PreSonus Audio Electronics. If you'd like to be on our show, you can sit around here for about an hour and stay upright and have a couple of drinks. Drop us a line. Our address is on our website. Happy Hour is the name of the show, and you can find it on itsneworleans.com along with tons of other shows that we make. Out to Lunch with Peter Raschuti live from Commander's Palace is one of them. Mindset with psychiatrist Dr. Nick Pajic, who was Jose's student at some point, I believe.
Yeah, resident, yes.
He's your resident.
Yeah.
Good job. He's doing a pretty good job.
He's doing pretty good. He's a good colleague and friend.
And he's the host of Mindset.
Can I say one thing before the show?
Just got married.
Yeah.
Can I say one thing before the show?
Yeah.
All right. Let's keep in mind, I'm DJ Q. So tomorrow at the Saint, I will be DJing from 11 to 6 in the morning. So if you ain't doing that, I'll be at the Saint. 961 St. Mary
until 6 a.m.
Yeah, I'm going to be DJing.
And that would be, what date would that be if you listen to this? You've only
tomorrow, Friday night.
Friday the something or other. Of 21st.
Yeah, November 21st.
Of November 2014. If you missed that, then I guess check NOLAFam.com.
Oh, yeah,
for the next one.
NOLAFam.com. We're going to keep it updated.
Hey, you can also check out Chris True's show, True to the Game, on itsneworleans.com, as well as Midnight Menu Plus One with Margot Moss and the Man Who Ate New Orleans, Ray Canada, and Louisiana Eats with Poppy Tooker. You can keep up with us on Facebook when they haven't yanked our page down, on Twitter, and a bunch of other time-sucking social media as well. And all of it we call It's New Orleans. You can find photos from this show on our Facebook page on itsneworleans.com, and those photos taken by Douglas Engel, who's walking around. There he is over there. If you listen to this show on iTunes or Stitcher or some other podcast app that you like better than those two, thanks for subscribing to us. If you can just take a moment to do this, rate and review us. That helps other people find us. Our show is recorded live today at Wayfare on Ferret Street, where they put fine dining into a sandwich and fine booze into a glass. You can attest to that, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes.
Yes.
I love the booze in my glass.
It's awesome. Happy Hour is a production of INO Broadcasting for itsneworleans.com. For Andrew Duhon, who may be back here next week, let's hope. And for everyone sitting around the table here at Wayfare and back at the INO office, I'm Grant Morris. Thank you so much for joining us. We'll see you back here next week on Happy Hour.
Attention, the following may contain spontaneous reactions to something surprisingly delicious, also known as the vocal phenomenon, woo.
McDonald's new spicy barbecue glazed tenders and chicken sandwich.
Woo!
Tender, juicy, all white meat chicken. Woo! Covered in a smoky,
Woo!
mouth-watering, woo! Barbecue sauce. So delicious, one bite will make you go, admit it, you just wooed a little bit. McDonald's new spicy barbecue glazed tenders and chicken sandwich. Flavor that makes you go, woo! At participating McDonald's for a limited time.